If you were going to build the perfect lawn and garden tractor, what would it look like? Would it have a direct drive shaft? A hydraulic deck lift? What about a cast iron front axle or a welded steel frame? How easy would your tractor be to operate? Would it have power steering and cruise control? How about an automatic transmission? Would your tractor have a cup holder? See, the reason we ask is we've already built that tractor, the Cub Cadet, the world's best designed lawn and garden tractor. Call this number now to find out what makes the Cub Cadet that much better than an ordinary tractor.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Take advantage of exceptional financing at your local Cub Cadet dealer today.
Stop by your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer, Niagara Lawn and Garden Equipment, today.
The opinions expressed on NiagaraBroadcastNetwork.com are those of the host and the guest, not of management or the sponsors.
Well, that's E.B. Michael, and we're going to talk to E.B. in just a minute, and we're going to talk to some of his other promoters here that we had. And these are not only just, this is an old friend, Kathleen Britton. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Sal.
She is from Wild Critters of Niagara County. Got to put that in there, right?
Yes, you do.
Susie told me you got to put in Wild Critters of Niagara County.
Yep.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good. Tell us about, you had Wild Critters had their latest fundraiser.
13th.
13th annual basket raffle.
And how did we make? I know how you made out because you got a lot of my wife's money in there. And
She
Well,
got
thank you.
back some, didn't she?
she did get some back.
Yes,
Yeah, she won a lot
did.
of prizes, as a matter of fact.
It was very
How
nice.
many people showed up to that?
Oh, let's see. We went through 50-some pounds of hot dogs. And
Well, that doesn't say how many people.
But that's,
The 50 pounds of hot dogs. It could have been just Roe or somebody there. I don't know.
Oh, she's going to get you for that one. I don't know. They'd have to be anywhere from 300 to 500 people that come in and out.
Well, you do
throughout the
good
day.
every year. Let's first of all let me have you explain. Well, first of all, EB is with us. That's your grandson.
Yes, it is.
And now you entertained at the event.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about where you entertain and people go come and see you. You do so. You're alone though when you do it, right?
Yeah. I just play myself. I play guitar and I sing. I play every Friday at Johnston's restaurant in Ransomville.
And you had him entertaining at the event.
At the basket raffle, he was there from, was it 1 o'clock till
I
4?
played in, 1 to 4, yeah.
1 to 4.
Explain what Wild Critters is all about. Because I know A lot of people don't know.
Well, we're a wildlife rescue. Our goal is to rescue, rehab, and rehabilitate and release all the animals that come in. We do everything from, we've been known to do mice and all the way up to snowy owls. And we're all home-based rehabilitators. So anything that comes in, we do in our homes.
So let me ask you this, because people don't really understand, and a lot of people don't. You see a deer hit on the side of the road, has a broken leg, for instance. Would you come and rescue that deer?
We call, actually for deer, we do work with another rehabilitator that is a specialist with deer. Her name is Fuzzy, and she's in Amherst. Deer are specialized.
Her name is
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
Yes, and she specializes in deer.
Should I ask how she got the name of Fuzzy?
I don't know. But,
Kathleen knows, but she's not saying. I can tell. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know?
I don't know. Do you know?
I don't.
nobody knows.
Nobody knows. But she's
Some
good.
people have weird names. I don't know. I have a
So,
no. I have a friend, for instance. I don't know, maybe pet names. You know, I have a friend that's got a pet zebra. Calls him Spot. Anyway, okay, go ahead. So
zebra. Go ahead.
it'll get funny later.
Sounds like something we
That'll
do.
get funny later. Later when you're driving home, you'll be going, "What the hell? That guy was funny."
A zebra.
Tell me. Okay, so tell me about wild critters. So you come and rehabilitate. When you say wild, not dogs, not cats,
Nope,
not
not dogs,
what do they
not
have
cats,
to
although we do get a lot of calls for cats. We get calls for squirrels,
Mm-hmm.
squirrels and people's that fall out of trees. We get calls for downed birds, raptors.
be? We're gonna see a little bird in a little while.
Yeah.
Tell me about the bird. What is that bird that you got?
Kathleen has a finch that she's actually watching for another rehabber that had
It's
some
surgery.
surgery.
Where is the finch? You got it right now?
Yes.
Dig it out and let's just have a look at the. When you say a little finch, how old is this finch?
Oh, about a week. About a week old. Right now, in the laundry room sits 5 ducks, 3 rabbits, and 1 goose.
And a turtle.
And the turtle, Elvis, a red slider.
Turtle.
In the
What's the turtle's name?
Elvis,
And you sing Elvis, right?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you singing to the turtle or?
Always.
Okay.
he really does.
We're gonna hear him do it. Can you do? I want you to do an Elvis song for me. Can you do an
I
Elvis?
will. I will do an
What,
Elvis.
what was like your favorite?
That's all right.
That's all right. Okay,
That's
we'll do
all
that.
right.
Go ahead. So tell me about the finch here.
This is about a week old. Week old?
I wouldn't say any more than that, yeah.
And Kathleen has been caring for this little guy. And
Can't even see him. That's
yeah, it doesn't have any feathers.
Oh my god.
Very tiny.
you can barely see him. Here, let's give you a little close up here. No feathers,
Just a
no.
little itty bitty.
Yeah.
And they require feeding.
And you said it had surgery?
No, it's just very, very tiny. He probably fell out of his nest and probably during a windstorm, I would imagine.
So what do you do now? You feed him? What do you have to do with him?
He needs to be fed every 45 minutes to an hour.
Every 45 minutes.
And
You have
sun
to get up at night like feeding a little baby?
up- these guys eat sun up to sunset.
So you have to get up all night and feed him.
Well, no, sunset as soon as the sun goes down. Some animals
Oh,
do
oh, they
need
don't-
to be
oh,
fed.
overnight
Yeah, some
they don't.
animals do need to be fed at night.
Yeah.
They some neonate squirrels need to be fed at night.
And what are you gonna do with now? You gonna release him to the wild after, or
Yep.
when?
He'll take about 4 weeks. About 4 weeks before he gets released, 5 weeks, and he'll wean off slowly transition off the baby formula that he's on. He's on it's like pablum that we give them, and he'll start eating other food, and he'll start flying, and then he'll take off.
And then that's it. You won't see him again.
Nope. That's what we want.
Yeah, well, I
The
guess.
opinions expressed on NiagaraBroadcastNetwork.com are those of the host and the guest, not of management or the sponsors.
Little disclaimer. Hey, the animals that we're looking at, they're all people call them in and you go and rescue these.
Yes.
What's some of the best rescues you've had, Kathleen? I mean, the most memorable. Don't.
I can't.
Don't-
Because
don't
I'm
even-
telling you, Sal, every time I look at you, that's all I think of is this guy with his hand on a gun and he says, I'll take care of it for you. I'm down at the bottom of a
I
hill.
wasn't going-
He's at the top. I tell this story all the time. And when I look at you, it is too funny. And then a skunk. A little baby skunk. When
I
it's
wasn't
wet, it's
gonna
not
s-
going to spray.
I
It's not going to spray, but not him. I'm in the garage, man. I'm not going to be around there. Right in the garage, I hide. Do you need any help? No help
I
wanted.
wasn't going to shoot the skunk or the, what was it, raccoon?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
See, you
gonna
can't
shoot it.
remember.
No.
Senility. It's okay.
No. Well, there's been so many animals. I've gone to so many animals.
It's true. Do you know what's really scary is right now is fawn season.
Uh-huh.
That means the mom has had the babies.
Right?
She may have a singleton or she may have twins. She puts them in a spot where she feels they're safe and leaves them. She'll come back and feed a couple of times a day. Now, a lot of people will come amongst them and they'll say, oh, it's laying there. It's not doing anything. It's hurt. It needs help. No, leave it alone. If it's not up walking around, crying and carrying on, it's fine. Mom's there. She's watching it. She wants her baby to be left there. She leaves them there because there's no scent on the babies when they're born. So therefore, they're safe from predators, but not safe from human predators. We think we're doing the right thing by picking them up and bringing them home. We're not. I think the worst one was he found them by a railroad track. He took them to a bar.
This was a deer?
A deer, a fawn.
Uh-huh.
Took him to a bar and then calls. Meanwhile, the mother's frantically looking. We did manage to find out exactly where it was. We got the fawn back there just in time. And it wasn't Fuzzy that told me, it was Pat. Told me, she says, you're going to have to make it cry. Well, you know, you got to pick it up and kind of shake it, and it cries.
You mean like you make a little baby cry?
Yeah.
Why? What does
And
it
the
do?
worst thing is you see Mama coming out of the hedgerow. That baby went down, and I went running. That was because I could run then. But that's scary. I mean, that's really scary because I don't know what she would have done. I wasn't taking any chances. I got out of there. She wanted her baby back. But just leave it. Leave it. Sometimes it's in your fenced-in yard.
When should a person call wild critters? And we'll give a number, maybe you want to write it down for future reference, but when should a person call wild critters? I mean,
It
you know,
can.
I hear this all the time. There's a raccoon in my front yard and it's walking in circles. Should you call wild critters?
If it's walking in circles, call the DEC.
There's a skunk and it's walking around. It looks crazy. Should you call? Who do you call?
No, they call us and we'll tell you what to do. There's about 20 members now.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, people always think these animals are sick.
But no question.
When are they sick? When could you tell if they're sick?
I got to tell you this. No question is a dumb question.
Right.
We always say, ask before you act. So if you think it's funny, then it's funny. Call and ask us. Don't do anything until you call and ask one of us.
Yep.
And then we'll just determine if it's a good call, or if it's one just because it's walking through your yard, well, it's just going home. And it's a fallacy.
I see a raccoon out. It's daytime. There's a raccoon in my yard.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, is that?
Have you ever
is
had
that-
a colicky child that's screaming and hollering, wants to be fed, and you want to get away from that kid?
So there's nothing. That doesn't mean that they're sick.
Nope, she's either getting a break or going for food.
So you come and you look at these animals.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know when they're sick?
Years of experience, I guess. We're not vets. We don't practice veterinary medicine. We really don't.
But they say glassy eyes or.
Well-
do animals still foam at the mouth, or is that?
You'll never
is that-
see an animal foam at the mouth unless they're not the wild ones. They'll be in the woods dead.
Uh-huh.
You may see them circle. You may see them vocalize like a raccoon, or an adult raccoon, or sound like a baby. Things like that. You can,
So if they're crying or making noise, is that an indication that they're sick?
an adult coon If it's vocalizing like a baby coon, it definitely needs help. It needs to be checked in further to see if it is carrying a disease.
What about this? They say people will call the police, for instance, and say, there was a raccoon, it was circling around in my backyard, it was stumbling, so I shot it. Now, if somebody does this, first of all, can they do that? Is there any conservation law against that?
If it's on your property and you're in the city of Niagara Falls,
You can't shoot within 500 feet of a house.
and I don't think that you as a person can shoot in the city.
No,
You can't.
No.
You would have to call the police department and they would determine whether to shoot it or not. If they shot it and it was going around in circles and had contact with the domestic animal, as long as they don't shoot it in the head,
Because they need that to see
they
if it has
need the
rabies.
head to test to see if they have rabies, yeah.
Okay, how about people that dispose of an animal, a raccoon, a skunk, whatever? They tell the police officers the person whose property it's on has to take a shovel, put the animal in a bag, plastic bag, pour bleach on it, close the bag, dig a hole, I don't know how many feet down, dig a hole, put it in, pour bleach in the hole, and cover it up on their property where they shot it. Is that true?
No, double bag it and throw it out to the trash.
Throw it in the garbage.
Yep.
And that's not a safety hazard if the garbage man picks up the garbage bag and it smacks him in the leg and a claw sticks through and
Rabies, the virus is only alive once the animal's alive. When the animal's dead and the saliva has dried up, it's not active.
how about in the blood though?
Pardon me?
Blood in the animal.
No, it's saliva. It's not the blood. It is the saliva that gives you the rabies.
Best bet. Question, you're not sure, call the police, call the DEC, call Critters, who?
You can call the Critters, and Critters would direct you to who to call next. But if you feel comfortable, we give you the number to call the DEC dispatch, and they can help you also.
We're going to give you the number for wild critters in just a couple of minutes, and you know how to get hold of your police dispatch. And I would not say that would be, in most cases, an emergency 911 call.
No, it's not.
Call the non-emergency.
Non-emergency number.
Tell me now about E.B. Michael here.
E.B. Michael is from Wilson, New York. He's a youngster that had nothing to do
No,
with...
don't just call him a youngster.
Well-
let's...
My grandson,
All right. there we
who
go.
never had anything to do with music before, until Mrs. Andre got him into a play at school in Wilson. And from then on, there was no stopping him. He started to sing, and then he self-taught himself on the guitar. And now he decided he needs lessons, and he's going to
Lewiston Music.
Lewiston
You
Music.
need lessons, but you're playing, you're singing, you're out.
There's always room to improve. No
Yeah.
matter how good you are, no matter what level you're
You
playing.
just play the guitar, that's it?
And harmonica a little bit.
Oh, yeah? Did you bring harmonica tonight?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
that's...
Well,
like-
yes, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, they're in the bag.
Oh, we got to get you to play harmonica before you leave. You're gonna do an Elvis song for us now.
All right?
Yeah, but you said you play weekly,
Yeah. Yep. Every
And-
Friday.
every Friday, and where?
At Johnston's Restaurant in Ransomville from 7 to 9.
Johnston's Restaurant.
Yep.
Academy Street.
Who's the owner there?
Dale Johnston.
You know, I think I met him one time, and I said, "You're Mr. Johnson," and I.
Oh, you doesn't have to call me Johnson. My name is Raymond J. Johnson, Jr. Now, you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me Johnny, or you can call me Sonny, or you can call me Junie, or you can call me Ray J, or you can call me RJ, or you can call me RJJ, or you can call me RJJ Jr. But you doesn't have to call me Johnson.
Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right with you. That's all right, Mama. Just do any way you do. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama, any way you do. Hey. Well, Papa, he done told me, Mama done told me too. Boy, that girl you fooling, I wish I ain't no good to you. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Come on. Oh, that's all right now, Mama, any way you do. Da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Come on now, I need your loving. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama, any way you do.
I like that. Nice.
Thank you.
That's very good. E.B. Michael is his name. You
Yep.
go by E.B. Michael and plays
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Johnson's in Ransomville. And we're gonna take a break, but before you leave today, gotta get the harmonica out and
No, we got him in the bag.
we'll give that a shot. We're coming back. We're talking to the folks from Wild Critters of Niagara County. Listen closely to these symptoms: inflammation, nausea, hot flashes, headaches, joint pain, muscle pain, back pain, trouble sleeping, cramps, irritated skin. You know, this is just a partial list, but if you said you have any of those symptoms, you might benefit from the power of CBD. What is CBD? Well, it's all the good taken out of the hemp plant, the marijuana plant, all the good taken out, but none of the bad. Now, you won't get high from it, you won't fail a drug test, but what you will do is find relief from these and many more symptoms. And it comes in a variety of applications. Well, there's oils, there's gummies, there's candies, there's vapes, there's rubs, there's soaks. The list goes on, and as a matter of fact, it's too numerous for me to mention here. But I'll tell you what you do. If you stop in at the Wellness Park Pharmacy, 86th and Buffalo Avenue, see Bob there, tell him you want to look in the green room. What's the green room? Well, it's a room dedicated to all CBD products. And Bob is a registered pharmacist, so he can explain to you how CBD works and what dosage is right for you. Now, you could buy CBDs in other places, but you really want to go to a registered pharmacist. You're going to be surprised and amazed, and you know what? You're going to love this product. CBD. Stop in Wellness Park, 86th and Buffalo Avenue, or call 260-1918. Oh, incidentally, if you have an animal that's suffering too, maybe joint pain or anxiety, CBD products works well for them, and there's some made especially for your animals. You can check that out too in the Wellness Park Green Room. We're talking to Kathleen Britton and Susie Rona. They're from Wild Critters. Now, we just saw that about the CBD for animals. Do you know? What do you know about that?
We use it. I use it on my own animal.
Yeah?
Yeah, for glucosamine. Yeah.
And how do you give it to them?
It's through the mouth, just under the tongue. Just a dropper full through the tongue. Because Bear is 9 years old, and he needs it for his bones.
What does it do for him? Does it just make him
builds
does it relax him, or
it builds calcium? He doesn't hurt anymore. He's walking up and down stairs. I really like it.
So, is there a certain kind? I mean, you give him the dog. Is it a dog?
Oh, they have
version?
animal. Yeah, it's animal rescue stuff. Yeah, they've got all sorts of it there. They should check into it. I've even tried the CBD oil on myself for my joints.
And it works for you?
Well, I've just started, so I don't know. I can't tell you. They say it takes about a month to get into your system, and I've been on it for a week.
They have it at the Wellness Park Pharmacy and the Community Medical Pharmacy here in Niagara Falls. And they got at the Wellness, we just saw, they got the place called the Green Room.
Yeah.
Where they got all kinds. I mean, they got all kinds.
86th and Buffalo Avenue, you said, right?
Yeah. They got candies, they got gummies, they got pills, they got lotions.
Gummies?
Yeah.
Now, I could go for gummies.
They got honey, lemon drops, or something that's got it in it. It's a whole room. Go to the green room and tell them.
Try it out. And tell them Sal sent me.
Tell them Sal sent me.
I'm ready. I'm ready to try that because, boy, oh boy, the weather we've had is terrible.
Well, if it works for the dogs.
It does work for my dog. My dog's been on it for a year.
Nice.
Ever since Grandpa's Emporium. When we were in Lewiston, we put him on it, yeah.
Susie, how long you been with Wild Critters?
About 7 years since.
What's your most memorable occasion about what you've done?
Oh, I'd have to say what I enjoy the most. I really enjoy doing the educational programs. I like rehabbing, but I like doing the educational programs with the kids because I think they're the future. I think you got to teach them about respecting the wildlife.
So how do you do that? Where do you do it?
We go to schools.
I was going to say, do you go to schools?
We go to schools.
So we got to give your number out, and I got to get all these programs where people could call and get. If they want you to come to the school, do you charge?
No. We do it as a donation, or the volunteers go. It's not, we don't charge for it. The kids usually bring in donations for us, which is nice. We always can use paper towels and baby wipes and things of that nature because we go through quite a few of those with babies.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing that. I think that that's the future, saving animals and kind of making kids aware of the delicate nature of the environment.
I have a little thing I've been dealing with people for a long time, and I have a feeling if the people don't care about animals, people that hurt dogs, hurt cats, I have a problem with people that go out, for instance, and take a BB gun and I'm going to shoot birds or frogs. Why would anybody, if they don't care about wildlife, animals that are not hurting, doing anything to anybody, how can they care about people?
Yep, I agree.
If you don't eat it, don't shoot it.
Do you, I don't even like to, you know what, I don't even like to, the old saying, I don't like to shoot animals just because they taste good. I don't like that. I feel bad.
I had a problem with it, but I'll tell you something. We have had our basket raffle for 13 years at the 3F Club on Swan Road.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, they're hunters. But they bring in some sweet little birds and sweet little things that, they find.
Alive, you're talking about.
They're alive.
Yeah, right.
They're not, just because they hunt doesn't make them a bad person.
Right.
We all have our own things that we like to do, and they do it the right way.
I want to look at some of the pictures of your basket raffle and some of the animals. But first, let's give out the number, how people get a hold of Wild Critters of Niagara County.
Well, one way to get in touch with us is on the website, which is wildcrittersofniagaracounty.com. There's a contact page for all of the rehabbers, which gives people by location, because we have people all over Niagara County. There's also Wild Critters on Facebook, which will connect you to the web page, which will get you to the individual rehabbers. There are.
How would you know what rehabbers to get in touch with?
If
you had a problem,
it gives you a town.
Yeah.
And if somebody can't handle it, then they will get in touch with a person that can. For example, one thing we do like is we wish people would call us before they try and evict or trap things like raccoons in their attics or in their garage attics.
Now, can you do that? Because I know someone had, for instance, bats in their attic. They says, "Oh, you can't kill them. You have to trap them and take them out. You can't hurt them."
Well,
have you heard of that? I don't know. This look is like, what's he asking me this for?
Well,
can you
kill them?
Are bats endangered? I guess that's kind of what they said.
They are endangered.
Yep.
Certain kinds.
Yep.
They told the person, you can't kill them. You have to get somebody to trap them and take them out and relocate them. You can't kill. They had a bunch of bats in their attic.
It's a whole colony. They'd have to call a specialist on that, and I would give them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
If they
I would
called
call DEC.
Yeah,
on
and
that.
if they called us, we would give them the number to call, because I'm not a specialist in bats. Karen is, but I'm not.
There are people that deal strictly with bats in Western New York, and there are people that do counts on bats every year in Western New York. Because
now, what are bats? They say they're good for what? Eating mosquitoes?
They eat bugs.
Bugs.
Yep.
All the time. It's like those tree swallows or the barn swallows we've got in the garage.
Yep.
I won't evict them. They can stay there all they want because they're gonna eat all the mosquitoes.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
kind of
Good
cool.
for the environment.
Nice.
There's a lot of things that you can do because you are a property owner. But is it morally right to do it? That's your own conscience. I can't tell you what to do. It's your property.
Yeah, well, if you don't like to hurt animals, you're gonna think I'm nuts. My kids think I'm crazy because I'll find a spider in the house.
And he'll take it outside.
Absolutely.
I knew it.
Hey, I do.
I knew it.
I do. And my wife.
And he is the meanest SOB to
I am
speed
not-
on the street. I'm telling you.
That's not true at all.
It is so true. And he's a softie. Is this a way to play? Oh my!
That's not even close.
It is close. I'm telling you.
All right, let's take a look at some of the. First of all, wait a minute. First of all, give the number. We didn't give the phone number for Wild Critters.
Okay, there's various phone numbers. If you go on the webpage, you can pick any phone number. My phone number is 731-9334. Sue's phone number is.
812-6910.
Okay, once again, Kathleen, slower. Nice. We got to do slow.
I know I talk too fast.
What'd you say? I didn't say.
Yep. 731-9334.
Okay.
Sue's.
812-6910.
And we will give it to you before we leave again. So.
And one more thing I want to tell you. You're going to go on Facebook and you're going to write something. It's not going to get answered right away because we do not live on Facebook. Call. Don't leave the message on Facebook or somewhere because we're not going to get it till it's too late. Then you're going to complain.
Sometimes that happens, you know.
I know it
You
happens.
send a call and the person don't get it till it's too late.
Yeah.
And leave a message.
Leave the message because
Please
if
leave
this.
messages. And if you need...
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding her
I
because
gotcha.
she said
I
said,
gotcha.
I called you to come down to but I didn't hear it till after the
Mm-hmm.
event. But let's take a look at the event. This is the Wild Critters fundraiser held at the 3F's Club.
Yep. 3F.
Tell us what we're looking at.
Baskets. What it looks like.
the
How many
special
baskets
table.
did you have?
Oh Lord, 260.
More than that. I think we had 280 by the time it was
By the
over.
time they got done, it
And
was like,
these were donated.
oh yeah, we don't buy anything. These are from the kindness of the community.
Anybody you want to mention that made special donations? Or I know there's so many that
Oh,
you
wow.
can't mention 200 people, but is there any major
The
companies
meat
that...
department,
Dispensa's donated the hamburgers.
Salines.
The Salins hot dogs. Lewiston Music let us use a sound system for the mic so that we everybody could hear the numbers being called
Called.
this year.
Walmart Lockport,
Yeah.
Tops Lockport, Tops Lewiston.
Yeah.
There's just if we don't, and so many
No, I
others.
know.
And boy,
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but a lot of times there's special people who make big donations, and now you had some big items.
we did. Rona's House of Music. They always
Thank you.
donate a lovely either a guitar or a violin or something like that. Craig Dumbleton always donates something nice. The Browns, Gretchen and John Brown. Paul Brown, their husband, passed. And Paul is the one that hooked us up with the 3F. They always give a lovely
How many years have you
prize.
been there now? 'Cause
13 years. It's going to
yeah.
be 14 years this year.
I've been going there for years, and it's well. We'll take a look. We'll see some of it, and we'll see some of the things and people and places that happen at the 3F
Fairies
Club.
Nursery. That's
Yep.
Fairies
yeah,
Nursery.
Fairies. Yep.
Tell us who we're looking
They're
at.
always very generous.
And I have no idea. There's just people there.
Just people that came there and
that came there. I think that's Holly
That's
working
Holly
with the kids.
working with the kids. Holly does a kids table every
did face
last 2
painting
years.
and that type of thing this year.
Yeah.
She did the planting in the rocks this year.
Yep. She painted rocks
Painted
with the
rocks.
kids.
And how many people again showed up at this?
Between 300 and 500.
That's
Hey,
Pink.
That's Pink, our
That's
kitchen.
in the kitchen.
I don't
She
know
keeps
what's
the
the other
kitchen running.
What's the other? Oh, that's Cheryl. Pink and Cheryl.
It's always good. People go there, they eat, drink, have a good time. It's
The 3F Club leaves the bar open, so because we do not have booze at our basket raffle. Okay, there you've got Peggy Holden Whisper. There is
There's Morty.
Morty.
With, Berkeley, and
Brandy.
Brandy with, I think, one of the screech owls.
Okay. Those are program animals. They are not.
Now, you keep those animals with you all the time? Those, I mean, that's like you've brought that animal on the show, I believe.
Every one of those have been on the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's and they're always with you. It's always with Wild Critters.
It's
I mean,
always with wild critters, every one of them. Oh my, there's a gruesome twosome there. That's Sue and I. We must have been
That was the end of the basket raffle, trying to get people to come get
baskets.
That was late in the day.
Look at the baskets. We had to move that table, I don't know how many times this year.
At least like 4 or 5.
Was it 4 or 5 times? Eric Michael was there too, doing it all.
And that was what in the table? You said they had to move it?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
we
had
had to keep adding tables because we had so many.
Oh, because you got so many people that
Yeah.
show up. You should do this 2 times a year, maybe.
No, because then you know what it is? We do it once a year just to pay our bills. That's all we're doing, is paying our bills. Bills being food, which they eat out of house and home. Formula, the vet bill, the medicine was terrible last year. It was just terrible. And this year, we got a new cage.
Yep.
New cage for what?
Birds of prey. It's 50 by 50 by 16. I don't know how high it is, to be honest with you. It's big. It's a huge one. And that was done by the boys from the University of Buffalo. And we don't have a picture of that either.
I was looking for it. No.
I sent one.
Oh, that's our youngest member
Yeah.
of Wild Critters. His name is Caleb Shepard.
And what does he do?
That young man, when the first cage was built, he was there hauling things. He comes in, he helps me feed the birds. He comes in and he helps me carry the things around. He is my little buddy. And he's only, what, 8 or 9?
Yeah, he's 9.
He's 9.
Looks like he's enjoying it.
He has a ball. I mean, this year they were, oh my. That's Bill Blake, who does the Red-tail Hawks. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something.
You don't have a beer in your hand there, do you? That's not a beer I see there, is it?
No, I don't think so. It's probably Tim Hortons.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I thought it was.
That's Tim Hortons.
I always pour my Tim Hortons in a red plastic cup.
Hey, I never thought of that.
Don't
Next
give her
year,
any
watch
ideas.
it. I'll be running around with Tim Hortons. What's that one?
Oh, that's the water wheel.
Oh, and that came from Mr. Schaefer. He donated a lot. That was one of
That's
the
a
big presents.
yard demonstration?
Yes.
Your decoration.
Yeah, it was a decoration. It's a water wheel. Oh, that's
I saw him. I
Michael.
saw him someplace before.
E.B. Michael.
Yeah, where did I see him?
Hey, he looks familiar.
Yeah,
no.
kind of, yeah.
Do you know, I keep looking at him. Sometimes I see Ricky Nelson in him. I shouldn't say
Yeah,
that.
maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
Really?
You
I
don't-
can see that.
You don't remember Ricky Nelson.
We wouldn't even know who he was.
No, people
Right
don't.
there. That look.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I just noticed it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you're right though. Ricky Nelson, yeah.
I mean, that was one of my favorites. And that there, of course,
It's Ricky
came
Nelson's
from...
guitar.
That came from Rona's House of Music.
Where's Rona's at now? I'm assuming that's related to you, by the way.
Yeah, Rona's House of Violins is my husband's shop.
And where
He's
is that at?
It's in Lewiston. It's on Escarpment Drive. My husband does violins, and we have a guitar shop in there as well. Glenn Miller makes guitars.
Glenn Miller, the band leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wish. We wish.
Where if somebody wants to get a hold of you, wants to get a violin or guitar, what do they?
RonasHouseOfViolins.com.
What about a phone number?
297-2263.
And you donated that guitar.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. There was how many hundreds did you say show up? There was.
There was so many. It was standing room only at times. And the nicest part of it was because the weather was so great and they don't have to be present to win. They come in, drop the tickets off, and buy some food and go out.
Yep.
I just wish they'd come back at 4 o'clock and get their presents. You know?
And we did. We came back and came back and came back and came back, and we're.
Well, that's what you
I
get.
think my wife won 4 baskets.
I
Nice.
love it.
Yeah, it was nice. Well, she's fun. Every year, her and my daughter go and have a great time. So that's.
Bobby Trevano is always there, too. He donates a lot, him and Josephine. Now, that's Holly with
And
Karen.
Yes.
Kinsley, yeah. They're at the kids' table. No, that's Jono and I. Jono is one of the workers that makes it all go.
Did you try to get into like every other picture?
I didn't even know they took these pictures because I'm not very photogenic. Look at that picture. But that Jono, he's been with us for 13 years, lugging, hauling, trucking it, barbecuing, cooking in the kitchen.
Yep. They cook the hot dogs.
That's the club, the best one. Fin, feather, fur. There's the faces of the kids that were being painted.
Kids have a ball there. I know
Oh,
they.
God, they did. They really, really did.
They really had a good time.
That's Charlie. And everybody knows Charlie. Charlie's got a mean look.
It don't look mean. It looks surprised.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is sort of standing tall.
That's a surprised look, isn't it?
I
Hard
think
to
so.
read.
Is that right hand eye bulged out in that one? That may be Carly.
Oh, I don't
That
know.
right eye looks kind of funny. That may be Carly. That's why it's not so mean looking. Bet you that's Carly.
Yeah,
I can't tell.
but that is a surprised look, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
hey, I don't know. I had a friend of mine, and she used to paint her eyebrows in.
Because when you get old, you don't have eyebrows. Watch it.
She was younger, but I told her, I said, you got your eyebrow painted up too high.
Did she slap you?
No, she looked surprised.
Expressed on NiagaraBroadcastNetwork.com are those of the host and the guest, not of management or the
Turn
sponsors.
the air conditioner. Picture, is that the Devil's Hole down there? That
Oh
one.
yeah, that's a picture of the river and yeah.
That's pretty. See,
All right, let's get back to these last few pictures of the event before we hear more from.
now that one's Charlie. Definitely.
And you could tell by the eyes.
The eyes.
Yeah.
Carly's got a bad eye, and Charlie doesn't. Those are raccoons, and it's daytime, and it's out playing.
They're not sick.
No, it's a baby. He's getting ready to be released. He's in the large release cage.
And our only raccoon
There's your little
rehabber.
bird. There's
Well,
your
we
little
have
bird.
2 raccoon rehabbers. That would be
That's neat.
Kathleen and Lori.
Oh yeah.
Nice. The whole event that you have and everything you do there is nice, and it's a great organization, and it's nice to see that people care and take care of things.
I like the fact that we're from all over, from all walks of life, from all statures of life,
Everybody does a great job.
and they do. And without the public being involved and calling, we wouldn't be as good as we are.
That's true.
And we are good.
Got another tune for us, EB?
Of course.
We're coming back in a minute, and we're going to hear EB Michael, who entertains at Johnson's. Let's get real for a moment. When you're looking for a home appliance repairman, what do you look for? Well, in most cases, you look for someone who can do the job honestly and do it correctly the first time. Then you look for someone who's reasonable, someone who's going to give you a fair price for the work he does. Well, I got one that's even better than that. He'll give you the best price you're going to ever hear. His name is Chris Moore, and his service call is $35. Got a problem with the stove, refrigerator, freezer, washer, dryer, hey, you name it. If it's a home appliance, Chris can fix it, and he does it for a $35 service call, plus the cost of the parts and installation. Now, I don't know of any other repairman who's had as much experience, over 30 years, as Chris Moore, who will come to your home for a $35 service call. You know, once you have Chris at your house, you're going to want him back again and again and again, and you're going to recommend him to all your friends and relatives. So you want to have that phone number handy. So what do? Well, let's update. Let's not put it on a piece of paper and stick it somewhere where it's going to get lost or fall off, dry up, and disappear. Put it in your cell phone where you know you can find it when you need it, because you know someday you will need Chris Moore's number. It's 523-5911. Chris Moore's Appliance Repair. $35 service call plus the cost of the parts and installation. 523-5911. Put that in your cell phone right now. $35 service call, Kathleen.
For what?
for Christmas. You weren't listening?
Yes, I was, but $35 is not bad.
That's a good
Not
price.
bad.
It's a good price.
That's a good price.
Not bad. It's a great price.
Yes.
EB, Michael,
Harmonica.
you gonna do a little harmonica for us too?
No, the harmonica's broken.
The harmonica's
Didn't you hear it? All right, we're gonna listen to this. It's broken,
Sounds
unfortunately, but I got something even better for you.
Well, then let's do it.
No, I'm not colorblind. I know the world is black and white. Trying to keep an open mind, but I just can't sleep on this tonight. Stop this train. I wanna get off and go back home again. Can't take the speed this thing is moving in. I know I can, 'cause now I see I'll never stop this train. Oh, come on, stop this train. Wanna get off and go back home again. I can't take the speed this thing is moving in. I know I can, 'cause now I see I'll never stop this train. Now I'm never gonna stop this train. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm never gonna stop this train. Now I'm never gonna stop this train.
Very nice. Very nice. I like that. So you do a little bit of Elvis. You do.
Elvis, a little Grateful Dead, some John Mayer. I like the blues. I wish I was a better blues player, but we're getting there. That's what the lessons are for.
Do a nice job. Really do a nice
Thank
job.
you.
Hey, got to remind you folks, portions of today's program brought to you by the good folks at Supermarket Liquors and Wines. They're in the Mill Pine Plaza, right at Niagara Falls Boulevard and Military Road. Now, they are Niagara's largest liquor store, which means the best selection anywhere and the best prices, too. Tuesday's wine day. You get a discount on wine, 10% off all wines. And, man, if you are a wine connoisseur, you're going to love what you find at Supermarket Liquors and Wine. There's thousands and thousands of bottles. Check them out online, supermarketliquor.com. Their weekly specials are there. And believe me, you'll find whatever you need. Now, whether it's entertaining, maybe gift giving, Supermarket Liquors and Wines. Open 7 days a week, late Friday and Saturday night till midnight. Open Sundays too. And there's always plenty of friendly cashiers to speed you on your way. You don't have to wait in line. Plenty of free lit parking in front of the store. You don't have to come out and, squeeze through cars and down dark streets to get back. It's safe. It's convenient. It's very nice. Supermarket Liquors and Wines. Check out their weekly specials and their weekly ad at supermarketliquors.com. We're talking to the folks from Wild Critters of Niagara. I want to give the website again and the phone number and anything. Let me ask you this. If there's one thing you could tell everybody about Wild Critters, what would it be?
We care.
Yeah.
We
And
care.
And we appreciate people that care about the animals and call in. And
What about you? You've been feeding him since you were a baby.
I just think it's important that everybody has an idea of how important wildlife is. I've been blessed to have my grandmother and been able to care for animals. Like, I'm glad I had the opportunity. I think it's given me a different kind of outlook on wildlife and the animals around me.
What kind of animals do you have?
I was always I like the birds. The birds.
He was my bird feeder.
Yeah.
Always.
I-
She's got that picture. I have a robin right on the top of my head. It's one of the funniest pictures of me.
It is. But he did. And he helped out all my grandkids. Didn't have a choice because Grandma had baby season.
We were stuck with you. So.
You were stuck. That's right. They were stuck with
How
Grandma.
long have you been doing this, Kathleen?
I was 50 years old when I got my license.
What got you to the point where you said, I'm going to take care of, not dogs, not cats, because a lot of people have the dog rescue, the cat rescue. I'm going to take care of the wild critters, the ones that are not domesticated animals.
Way back when I first got married, Laverne Hasley had a farm
Uh-huh.
in the town of Niagara.
He still does, right?
Yes, he does. Now his son runs it. But anyhow, my husband would go there to play. He loved to do farm work. So they killed a mama raccoon, and they had babies in the hayloft. So he brought him home. Thank goodness when I was doing it, Bosberg was the thing. That's many years back. I think it was about 22, 23.
Uh-huh.
And I did them for a while, on up until the kids were born. And then the kids took priority. Then the kids didn't need you anymore. And I still had the love for the raccoons. But then I found out you can't do them anymore. You couldn't just call the DEC and say, well, I'm going to do raccoons. You had to go get a test. You have to get shots.
Well, sure, because they could have rabies, even though you don't.
The worst part is Ag and Market comes out and inspects your caging. I'm not going to eat those raccoons. Why is Ag and Market coming out and inspecting?
How about if they bite you or scratch you, though?
Oh, jeepers. Our health department is such a stickler. They make us get our titer checked.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's down too low, and really, they make you go out and get your booster shot.
Yeah.
But mine is 15.0, and I am not getting any more booster shots.
And does that protect you 100%? Say you get bit by a rabid animal.
I've been bit by them. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. It's just like your dogs.
Yeah.
And your cats. If you got their shots, you only have to get a booster. It's very important.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Can I just say that I think Niagara County is very lucky to have Kathleen. She's been around taking care of the wild animals for a long time, and she's influenced a lot of people to do this and to educate people.
Well, I know. I've been dealing with Kathleen for years, and calling her for.
Now be careful. So without the group, we would be nothing.
But you've inspired a lot of people to. I wouldn't be doing this if you hadn't come around to get squirrels from our house.
I think the funniest call that I ever received was someone's called, and for the people that don't know, I'm a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody called and said there's a bird stuck up in the air. I said, what? There's a bird stuck up in the air. I go, what are you talking about? So I went, and there's a bird, like in between two trees, just not flying, just. It turned out that the bird was stuck on a fishing line, and you couldn't see it from the ground.
Wow.
But they ended up calling the fire department to come to get the bird down, and then, I don't know, did you rescue it? Or?
Yeah, keep in mind, and not only that, the one over here in LaSalle had to come out for these paper bags, or not, those plastic bags that you leave flying around. It was a seagull. I'm sorry, it was a seagull.
Yeah,
it still was a sweetie. It was caught in it, and the fire department had to come and get him because it was in a tree hanging by its leg. I mean, it's strange. I mean, you let your balloons go, and you think that's safe. It's not safe. You know, the little strings, they get broken off, and they get stuck in a tree. The birds get stuck in them, and they go into the lakes. It's just so many things. But ask before you act.
Be meaning what? Explain what you're saying.
Ask us what you should do or how we should do it before we act. By meaning, making orphans when are not necessary. It's just ask.
Removing adults.
No, you don't mind people calling you and saying, hey, I got this situation or that.
I don't care. I'd rather them ask us before they do anything. We get a lot of calls like that. And yeah, we giggle about some of them. But it saves a kid's life, you know?
Is there a funny call you can remember? Some kind of funny something? Did you ever get a call that they told you something when you got there was something completely different, something
Wild
crazy?
goose jakes all the time. It's there, and you get. Jim had one. There's something in my backyard, and him and his wife was on his way out to dinner, and he happened to be going down the road. And she says, I don't know what it is, but it's been laying there for a long time. And Jim said, well, could it be a cat? No, it's not a cat. I can tell you it's not a cat. Well, Jim says, all right, I'll stop. Now, normally, you know, it's a domestic animal. You're not going to stop. Well, Jim stopped. Well, I'll tell you one thing. We cannot fix dead. It was a dead cat.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dressed in a suit, and here we go, you know?
I had a person one time call up and say, there's a cat up in my tree, and he won't come down. And they called, like, a police agency. They came over, and their answer to them was, hey, buddy, did you ever see a dead cat up in a tree? He says, no, don't worry, it'll come down. It was his answer. So
It's true.
I guess.
But they still send people up in the tree to get the cats.
I got one better than that. We had a fire chief in Niagara Falls who said, we can't be sending fire trucks to cats up in a tree. We can't do it. Said, from now on, we're not sending them out. Says, okay. So somebody called and said they had a cat up in a tree, and so we can't do it no more. Well, the guy knew the fire chief. Called the fire chief, and the fire chief said, send a ladder truck over there. Send the ladder truck, and the ladder truck called back and says, we can't get to the cat, he's too high up. The chief said, send a snorkel over there. And he said, okay, they send a snorkel. He said, Chief, we can't get, it's too high, the snorkel can't reach him. And you said not to send it, because get that cat down from there. So they got the fire hose and they sprayed the cat. The cat ran down the tree, ran out in the street. The fire chief was all upset and came running over to see what was going on and ran over the cat in the road.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible.
Hey, folks, you got to go to People's Casino Gold Mine on Military Road, across from the old Kmart store. Everything's half off right now. Everything is half off. You got gold, you got jewelry, you got instruments. There you go. It'd be guitars. They got amplifiers. They got all kinds of things, memorabilia, anything you could possibly think of, and it's pennies on the dollar. People's Casino and Gold Mine, believe me, a great place if you're looking for bargains. Military Road, just across from Kmart. Folks, quick, the number one more time.
731-9334.
812-6910.
And the website.
wildcrittersofniagaracounty.com, and we're also on Facebook.
Kathleen Britton and Susie Rona from Wild Critters. And E.B. Michael, take us home, E.B. What are you going to play for us?
A little Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. Catch him at Johnson's.
That's right.
What days?
Every Friday from 7 to 9.
Thanks for being here, folks.
Thank you for having us.
I look for you next year at your event.
Since it costs a lot to win, even more to lose, you and me better spend more time wondering what to choose. Goes to show you don't ever know. I teach, God, you play it slow. Wait until that deal come round. Don't you let that deal go down.